Are you tired of are you tired of your hunting, fishing, your outdoor equipment just being lame, black, brown, boring colors? Well, I got the fix for you. Today, I'm going to show you how to do some stuff like this. This is just a black Magpul stock for my airsoft gun. Wink, wink. Do a little something like that. With this camouflage technique, you can do anything you want. You can do mags, you can do trekking poles, you can do trail cameras. Honestly, just anything you can think of. This is some stuff I've done. I've done this, and I've done this, and I've done this, and I've also done this. All of these, different applications, different colors, different whatever. So I'm gonna do 2 magazines today. I went and picked these up at Sportsman's earlier. One for my dad, another one for my collection. Trying to kind of replicate that Sitka, but yeah. All right, I already got the 2 magazines laid out here today. All you really need to complete this job is one of these sponges, loofah sponge, whatever. Find those most stores, dollar store, something like that. And to start, I'm gonna use this tan as a base coat. First off, you wanna take a piece of your sponge. Doesn't gotta be perfect. It looks better if it's just as random as it can be. See these porous spots here on this sponge? That's what creates the pattern. So you can kind of pluck out some more holes or do whatever you like to get the look you want. You'll put this aside, get your spray paint. Make sure it's all shooken up. I got a bowl of water over here warming up all my spray paint because it is winter time. And these were all stored out here in this shed. All right, so I got the paper plate, the spray paint, and get a good little spot built up there. And it's literally as simple as taking the sponge, dipping it in the paint, and just getting active. So you can be more like precise and mask it up, but on these mags, if you look close, you can see like this little indentation. As long as you're below that, it tucks up in the mag well, it doesn't scuff anything up. Since this is my base coat, I'm gonna go a little bit heavier than I will later down. You can already see that pattern starting to come to life right there. So on one of these, I'm gonna go extra, extra heavy because my dad is a quote desert rat and he likes the desert colors because he did serve in Desert Storm. He drove trucks for the Marine Corps, Motor T. Hop over and do this one now. Don't gotta overcomplicate it. In fact, the more you try, I found the less good it looks. Literally just start pressing it on there. Don't forget the edges, the sides, and all that good stuff. I'm actually gonna go a little bit more tan on this one over here. I want it to be pretty solid base coat. Don't worry about leaving all that black because I like to work from a lighter color all the way up until I reach like a black. That really makes these patterns pop. So the last thing I'll do is hit it with some black. When you're done with the first color, you're gonna need it for the second side. So just store it to the side and don't forget about it. All right, I'm gonna move on to my next color. Is here this kind of muted green color. Looks really good. I like using the Rust-Oleum camouflage, if you couldn't tell. They got some good light colors. I got some other spray paints for just more of that bold brown and green color that I might use. Yeah, these ones work great. Got that little piece right here. I'm not gonna go too heavy on this left side because again, I'm trying to keep that tan color really as the main focal point. This is where you start getting creative, but you don't want to overthink it. Just kind of throw some color on there. You can see that right there. That pattern's already starting to come in. And again, it'll really start to pop once you add some black. It's good enough for that one. Let's move on to this mag. I'm normally not filming myself when I do this, so it might be a little awkward for you guys. I do apologize for that. A little something like that. I'm gonna try to kind of get what I got going right here. They don't gotta be perfect, but sure blends in a lot better than just black. There's the 2 colors. Let that dry for a minute and we'll go in with some darker brown. Excuse me.
Are you gonna leave in that fucking burp?
I'm gonna cut it out more than likely. I haven't used this brown yet, brand new one. Curious to see what it looks like. Hopefully it looks good. So for this brown, you don't want to go too heavy with it because it will want to stick out a lot more. Especially on this one, I'm just gonna, just put some dollops here and there. It really doesn't take much. You can see that's already coming through nice. Just get kind of creative with it, have some fun. The best part about this sponge pattern is it doesn't have to look perfect. And the more you mess with it, the better it looks. So just throw some spots on and call it a day. Moving on to this one. Let's do like a bigger spot here. Why not? Throw one on this corner, the front, and one here on the back, half one in the middle. You can kind of twist the sponge around and use different edges to just build up that pattern that you want. Simple enough. There's tan, green, and brown. So I'm gonna come in with a darker green. All right, coming in with that green, I'm gonna not hit this one because I wanna keep that desert look, but I am gonna put it over here on this guy. We'll pull it in. See, I got some brown here. Maybe I can mute it out a little bit, putting some dark green there. You know, just be creative with it. It don't gotta look perfect. As long as you're happy with it, it'll blend in better than, like I said before, just a black mag. Another step I like doing is coming back with that tan again, about midway through, and just bringing out some more life. Again, you just use the same sponge. Once it crusts over, it actually leaves like a micro pattern that works a little bit better. So for this guy, I kind of want that muted out a lot. You see how much more that tan sticks out. Looks good. I'm doing this for my dad because I've been wanting to paint one of his full-sized pew-pews, but he won't let me. I'm just kidding. He just hasn't had the time and whatnot, so I'm gonna give him a little mag as an example of what I can do. Let's add some tan to this guy. You see on the pattern up here before, it's got some bigger spots of tan. Try to just pull that back out where I can get it. And again, it's not gonna be perfect, dude. But anything is better than nothing in my opinion. It's already coming to life. So I'm gonna put a pause on this guy, let this get to dried up. Then I'm gonna come back when I'm doing the black and hit this guy. I'm gonna do this green, different brand. It's really bright, so I gotta be careful with it, but it works good with this Sitka looking pattern. It's a very bright green. So what I've done before is I've added some of that lighter green to it, mix it up just to kind of even it out, not make it so harsh. You'll see how much this one's gonna pop. So you gotta be careful with this one. Just little spots here and there. Maybe you can kind of build a big one there, put one there, one there. Just something like that, you know? See up here in the front, I'm kind of forgetting the edge. Maybe pull out some of that color. Look at that, it's starting to come together. Trust the process. All right, it's time for my favorite part. We're gonna do some black. And these paint cans are old, so I had to warm them up. You can see the kind of pattern it's wanting to leave. Here, this is where it really pops. Boom. Might be a little thick, so just use the edges. I think he's gonna love this. Surprise him with it on Sunday. Let's take a look at that. To the next piece, add some blacks. Like I said, you can see it really just brings the colors out. Don't be too scared. Play with it a little bit. You can see that pattern starting to come together. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna let these dry for about 10, 15 minutes. You can see how tacky it is before you flip it and hit the other side. Little reference. It's getting there. It's pretty close. See, it don't gotta be perfect. The more you mess with it, the closer it'll get. And again, I can come back in at the end, put some more tan if I want. You gotta have fun with it, you know. I'm gonna let these dry and I'll come back after that. While I'm waiting for these guys here to dry, I just wanna say thanks for watching if you are. I really appreciate it. Hit a subscribe if you would like. I'm trying to grow this channel and follow a dream that I've had since I was a kid. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Check back in with you. I gave it a minute for these guys to dry. So I'm gonna flip them over. You don't gotta worry about them getting scuffed up. It actually makes them look quite a bit nicer. So just like before, we're gonna start with the tan. I'm probably just gonna speed run this one because my batteries keep dying on this camera. If you were going along and you notice you missed some on the edges, like some other color, when you're doing this other side, you can touch it up, make sure it's perfect. I wanna hit all of that. Yeah, that's pretty good. This deserty side, I'm gonna hit it with some more tan. You see as it dries, it almost dries in different shades. It looks pretty cool. Let that one marinate. We'll hit it with a light green. Here we go with some green. Again, on this one, you don't wanna go too crazy with it because you're going for that tan, deserty look. There we go. Again, look at the edges. Maybe you can see some spots that you've missed. My favorite part is you're using the same colors, it's just how you use it. You can get different results. Let this dry for a minute while we go to the next color. Some brown. Put some over there, one in the middle with that. Boom. Maybe I can even build up a spot right there. Yeah, there's no reason not to. Just have fun with it. Some brown there. Don't really have much brown here on the front, so let's put a spot right there. Something like that. Missed a spot right there with some brown. Good time to add it. Cool beans. Gonna hit this one on the right with some of that darker forest green. Throw it in here. Just build up those layers. After this one, I'm gonna hit it with that tan again, make it pop. You don't want to do too much, just enough to bring that deserty look back out. You can flip it back and forth, compare and contrast, be like, oh, maybe I need some more here, or whatever. Looks good. Here, you can see I'm missing quite a bit of tan, so I might get a little bit more aggressive with this one. Ooh, that might be a little much, but you know, we'll work with it. Maybe hit it with some black when I come back around. Looks good to me. Something like that. I went a little heavier than I wanted, but in the end, I'm sure it'll look great. Mixed green time, and it don't gotta be perfect. Just do it what feels right. Mix it up a little bit. Even though they're two different paint brands, it actually works pretty good to blend them like that. So again, I'm not gonna do this one on the left. Put some green, bring out that foresty green look. There we go, I like that. Starting to come together. And you can be pretty impatient with it. I'm not letting these coats dry like hardly at all before I move on to the next color. It works just fine. So let's be a little careful. See how much black I did on this side. Remember that. I come back around, I can not overwhelm it, but fucking hey, dude, that looks great. I'm in love with this freaking desert look. A little something like that. Rip off Sitka Camo. They got a little bit bolder black spots, I've noticed, so you can go a little bit extra on this guy. I don't gotta make it perfect, just play with it, dude. Looks great. This side I can even put some more black. So I was doing a final inspection on these and I realized, boom, missed the bottom a little bit, so we can take some whatever color. It should still have some life in it on these paper plates. So you can just add that as you go. Oh, I'll put the green on the tan one. That's all right. Put some green on this one. So that's about it. Just play with it how you want. I'm gonna put some tan over this to kind of mute that green out that I didn't mean to put. Pretty sweet. This only took about 30 minutes, including dry time, and I'm filming. Quick little weekend project, get your stuff looking right. It don't take long, same process on anything you do. If you wanna make it look more like a tree with a trail cam or something, just do brown, black. Don't wanna do greens as much, unless you got mossy trees or something, you know? Get creative and it'll look great. I think these things turned out great. Just look at that color. Way better than just a black mag. Yeah, don't overthink it. Don't go too crazy. Just have some fun with it. If you notice something a week down the line, just hit it with some more color. Some people clear coat it. Some people are worried about it like getting beat up or something. But the more you like toss it around in the dirt or run it in the woods or whatever, the more that color kind of blends in and looks more natural actually. It looks great. Hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, thanks for watching anyways, I guess. Yeah, please subscribe, like,